All right, guys, so we're going to be doing the braised short rib. All right, so got these gorgeous 10-ounce portion short ribs. All right, really, really nice braise that we're going to be doing for all of them. All right, so before we do any of our searing, we're going to season our short ribs. All right, so I'm going to coat all of them pretty aggressively. It's a nice cut of meat, right? So we want a lot of salt, a lot of pepper. We want that to penetrate over the 4 hours or so that they're going to be cooking. All right, we're going to look to get all sides. And then any excess, we're going to discard all of that. And short rib are completely coated and seasoned. All right, so after they're seasoned, we're going to be moving into the searing aspect. Notice we've got a smoking hot pan. That's exactly what we want. All right, we're looking for the Maillard reaction to take place with our beef. All right, so we are going to sear every side of these in entirety. All right, now the secret here, we want the sear to take place. All right, we don't want to play with them. There's no need to move them around. It's going to be a couple minutes on each side. It's a little bit of a process. But you will see as we go through this how crusty and beautiful they all wind up getting. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes since we started the searing process. We're getting ready to flip over. All right, this is exactly what we were looking for. All right, it's a nice, hard, golden brown sear. All right, so after you've achieved this, it's nice and crusty. Simply just flip it over, and we're going to get another side ripping. All righty, guys, so after this is all done, that's exactly what we're looking for. All right, just a nice, even golden brown sear all across the board on all sides. All right, so we're going to remove these short ribs from the heat real quick. All right, we're going to throw them on a sheet tray. After that's done, we're going to get rid of all of this rendered fat. All right, and it's a one-pot recipe. So we're just going to remove a lot of that excess oil that's left at the bottom of the pan. All right, and then we're going to start to build our braise, get these guys in the oven, and in about 4 hours have an incredible bite. All right, so we've removed our short ribs from the searing pot, or the rondeau rather. All right, we're going to add a little bit of blended oil. All right, and our first move over here is we're going to sweat out all of our aromatics. All right, so we are going to put our minced garlic, our shallot and onion, celery, and carrots. All right, so this is our mirepoix base. All right, we are going to give that a quick turn in the rondeau using our spatula. All right, we're looking to achieve a translucent golden brown-ish color here at this point. All right, guys, so it's been a few minutes. All right, we've gotten a little bit of color. Weren't looking to achieve a tone at this point, really looking for like tender and translucent and slight change in color. All right, so now we're going to take our tomato paste. All right, this technique is called pinçaging. We're going to take the tomato paste. This is really where we're trying to develop fond. And we're going to cook this until everything is at like a golden brown. All right, so this process takes about 5 minutes. Definitely do not shortcut it. A lot of flavors established in this step. All right, make sure that all the vegetables are coated with the tomato paste. And then we're simply going to let it cook and caramelize. So we have gotten the caramelization that we were looking for on our vegetables. All right, just for a little bit of a point of reference, that is the color that we're looking for. Nice golden yellowish orange hue. All right, and on the bottom of the pot, we've established a bunch of fond. All right, so now we're going to be taking our red wine. All right, simply deglazing. All of the burnt up bits that were on the bottom of the pot. All right, we're going to spin around and we're going to start to sweep up and deglaze into the actual braising liquid. All right, at this point, we're going to want the wine level that's in here to reduce by half. All right, so this again takes a little bit of time. Definitely do not shortcut this. It concentrates the wine flavor and burns off all the alcohol. All right, so we want the liquid at this point to reduce by half. I'm going to call it about a 10-minute reduction time, give or take. All right, so this wine's reduced by half. Took about 5-10 minutes. So viscosity is getting achieved. All right, we can see it on our spoon, just about nappe. All right, so our next move, we're going to be adding in our veal stock. All right, 1 and 2. All right, we're going to give that a quick stir. All right, so after we've added our veal stock, all right, so now we have red wine, our veal demi. We're going to add in a sachet bouquet. All right. So in that, we've got a little bit of thyme. We've got some rosemary and bay leaf. All right, and then we're going to be adding in our salt and our pepper. Give that a stir to completely mix in. All right, so now at this point, our braising liquid is complete. All right, so we're going to take our short ribs. We're just going to put these right in there. And after they're all set up, we're going to put them in a convection oven at 375 degrees. And that's going to go on for about 3.5 to 4 hours. All right, so after the short ribs are in, you take a little bit of parchment paper, press it over the top. All right, this is creating a lid. All right, and then we're going to wrap our short rib braise with aluminum foil. All right, so we're going to compress this up against the side of the pot, make sure that nothing is loose. And then we're going to transfer this into our convection oven, again, 375 degrees with a low fan for about 3.5 to 4 hours. All right, so about 3.5 hours later, the short ribs have come out of the oven. All right, so just to show everybody what these are all looking like, very tender. You can see how soft and squishy they all are. A few things over here. We're going to store these in a third pan, all right? But it's very important that when we are storing them, that we're not stacking and overpacking the short ribs. If we have a whole lot of weight on top of them, they're going to start to smash down and mush up. So after the short ribs all come out of our braising liquid, all right, we're going to remove our sachet. This right here is going to wind up becoming our jus. All right, so what we're going to wind up doing is taking all of this, putting it in the Vitamix, buzzing it down, and then straining it out, just like we've been doing with everything else with our fine mesh chinois, and that will be our short rib sauce. Just a note over here, at the end of the cooking process, if the liquid has reduced down a little bit much, if you have to thin it out, we're going to be using the veal demi that we were cooking with in the beginning. In this specific example, we wound up having to put 1 more quart of the veal demi at the end. There's going to be variables for how long they've been in the oven, you know, if there is variation in the oven temperature, so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, what we are looking for is a nappe consistency. And for those of us that don't know, that means to coat the back of a spoon. All right. So yeah, we're going to get this in the Vitamix. All right, so we've taken the braising liquid out of the rondeau. We've put the first round of it into our Vitamix. All right, so we're going to start on the lower speed. Right. Start to blitz. We're going to let this go for about 30 to 45 seconds. Crank the pressure up a little bit.